Hello, and welcome to the EisnerAmper Engaging Alternatives podcast series. I'm your host, Elana Margulies-Snyderman, and with me today is Grace Sprite, Managing Director of Newland Capital, a New York and Hong Kong-based high-growth real estate private equity firm. Today, Grace will share with us her outlook for real estate private equity investing, including the greatest opportunities and challenges, along with how the firm integrates ESG, her experience being a woman in the industry, and more. Before we dive into the conversation with Grace, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to EisnerAmper wherever you listen to your podcasts, and you could also find us on YouTube at EisnerAmper. Hi, Grace. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you, Elena, for having me.
Absolutely. So to kick off the conversation, tell us a little about Newland Capital and how you got to where you are today.
Of course. So Newland Capital, we are a real estate private equity firm based in New York City. We are plugging to the whole system that will become this vertically integrated real estate platform. We have investing and development construction and property management and even the sales, the mortgage team. The reason we're doing that way is so we can maximize the profits in every single step and minimize the risks in the sense that we have a better control over the final deliverable product. And a little bit background about me. So I first came to the United States when I was back in 2011, finishing my master's degree. And this is a whole new world for me and very exciting. Just like American dream. Never thought I would be ending up here and speaking with you right now. So came from a small town in China, a small town with 3 million people, and came over to the United States and finished my master's degree and got my job working at Apple to start with, and then somehow started working at a single family office. That actually, my career in real estate started to take off from there. And then after that, I worked in various developers and also commercial real estate brokerage team. And then now, I'm working at Newland Capital.
At EisnerAmper, we are creative problem solvers that take a 360-degree approach focusing on you. We're an award-winning firm with decades of experience. EisnerAmper, let's get you ready.
Loved hearing your journey, Grace. So to follow up on the next question I have for you, given your firm focuses on real estate private equity, I would love to hear your overall outlook for the space.
Of course. So we will say that in the year of 2025, we're seeing a lot of challenges and also opportunities. There are a lot of transactions start to pick up. We saw markets, asset classes like multifamily and retail, they are starting to do better and better. But of course, sectors like offices are still have a little bit hiccup. Our overall strategy is very much New York centric, New York focused, because we are based here. Our company our sponsors have been building projects in New York City area for the last 30 years. We have built over 100 buildings in New York area. So New York is our home. New York is our home base. We're always going to be known for New York. And so there's one saying that one New York, one universe out there. So we're definitely going to keep on growing our portfolio in New York City. But there are also pockets outside of New York, like Texas, Houston, and also Cali. There are markets we're starting to pay more attention to because real estate, in a sense, it is a people business. Where the population growth is happening is always going to attract our attention.
And Grace, I'd love for you to touch on some of the specific greatest opportunities you see in your space and why.
Yeah, as I mentioned, New York City is our home base, and we do a lot of residential condo ground ups and multifamily hotels in New York City. Actually, the tallest building outside of Manhattan, the Skyline Tower, is our very proud flagship building. We are a huge advocator of presenting and building more products for the New York residents, because there's still a shortage in terms of housing supply in New York. And the market needs to see more diversified products, not just in a community like Manhattan, but also like Elana City, Flushing, and Rego Park. Those areas also deserve more attention. They also deserve more favored or even quite luxury, more advanced, more seasoned products out there, because the demographics are also becoming more sophisticated. They're looking for more and diversified solutions, and we are here to provide that for them.
Grace, on the other hand, what are some of the greatest challenges you face in your space and why?
Right. Just like any other developers right now, I would say that we are constantly facing market risks and also policy risks. There's a lot of ups and downs in the since COVID. We saw the interest rate hike, and we saw the geopolitical tension, and we saw some turbulence in the markets. But what's happening right now is, looking forward in the 2025, we probably are going to see more stress on the tariff. That's going to have a direct impact on our market, because which will kind of push the price on all the source the materials and the labor cost. Those are all going to squeeze out profit. But I would say that wherever there's a challenge, there's opportunity. We have been there for the last 30 years, and we're still standing strong. And with all those challenges coming our way, that we are going to handle it smoothly, hopefully.
Grace, to shift gears a bit, ESG has been top of mind for the industry, and wanted to hear how Newland Capital is integrating it.
Yeah, of course. We are a strong advocate in the field of ESG. As a matter of fact, that we are Newland Capital. We are actually right now in the middle of preparing sustainability in action events, a series of events with Columbia University. We are going to hold the kickoff event on Friday, this coming up Friday. And there's going to be a serious event about sustainability in art. And we're going to host actually a BP contest with all the students at Columbia University. And the essence of the contest is we're using one of our retail space as a sample and asking all the students to come up with what's the best BP business plan for that space, how to best utilize it in terms of increase or generate the revenue, but at the same time with sustainability in mind. So that's something very exciting. We're going to be holding that event throughout the month of February and March. And in the meantime, that just as an operator, we're also very mindful of our action. How do we represent what we stand for? For instance, one of the projects in Flushing is a waterfront district. That is a special program proposed by the local city that, in essence, the project needs to do is to zone and redesign the whole waterfront area in Flushing. Currently, it's just a parking lot, but after the whole renovation, after the whole cleaning up, including the water, including providing more community spaces for the local residents, that area is going to completely change. We even jokingly call it's going to be the mini Hudson Yard. So we are very excited about bringing more awareness on the spotlight to ESG in our project.
Grace, your journey being a woman in the industry is such an inspiration. Love to hear what you're doing to inspire others to follow in your footsteps.
Definitely, there are some challenges being a woman in our industry, because it is still very much a male-dominant industry. We have to admit that. But in the meantime, I think I personally have received a lot of help and assistance and guidance from male leaders as well along my career. And so I don't think we are enemies. I think we are actually great partners together. In the meantime, especially in New Land Capital, I would say that we have over 50% employees are female. And in that type of encouraging, open environment, I think everybody performs better. In the meantime, I feel especially a message to younger females who are aspire to enter industry of finance or real estate or private equity firm, etc. I feel like your work will always speak for yourself. Don't just create difficulties out of nowhere. Do your best work and you are going to be where you want to.
Grace, we've covered a lot of ground today and wanted to see if you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with us.
2025 is going to be another great year for us. We hope that, we plan for that, we aim for that, and we're going to work hard for that.
Grace, I want to thank you so much for sharing your perspective with our listeners.
Thank you, Elana, for having me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
And thank you for listening to the EisnerAmper podcast series. Visit EisnerAmper.com for more information on this and a host of other topics. And join us for our next EisnerAmper podcast when we get down to business.